TaeVi's podcast. Special guest, comedian Sleepy. Song of the week, man. Be There by Munchie.
When you want it, pulling up, I'm on the way. I'm a heartless nigga, ain't really come here to stay. Running from emotions, here for a good time. Body move with the motion, flowing just like a potion. Pull away, wanna put you in 7 different positions. Cherishing your body, cause your body is the mission. Yeah. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. It's something I can't even much lie. Different type of vibe when we chillin', getting high. Pull up to the lake, pull up where you stay. Fuck it, we can catch a flight and go out to the bay. I got you long as you got me. Need a shawty who gon' hold it down like she's supposed to. I got you long as you got me. I got you long as you got me. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. Tell me what you see when you be looking in my eyes. Show me how you want it, I'm feeling the tension rise. Don't fall for me, living in the moment. Just call me when you want it. I don't mind, just don't waste time. I don't mind, just don't waste time. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. Just slow wine, caressing your body, I can tell you don't mind. Yeah. Pulling up, I'm on the way. I'm a heartless nigga, ain't really come here to stay. Running from emotions, here for a good time. Gotta move with the motion, flowing just like a potion. Pull away, wanna put you in several different positions. Cherishing your body, cause your body is the mission. Yeah. Just slow wine, just slow wine.
Once again, song of the week. Be There by Munchie. What you thought about it, brother?
Hey, that bit was fire. I'm a big fan of when New Orleans artists use New Orleans shit. Like, I like to hear bounce samples and shit like that. Because, you know, like now, that shit kind of trendy. Like, you got a lot of rap artists that do fucking bounce samples, don't have no idea how to rap on the beat.
Facts.
You sound stupid like a motherfucker. So I think New Orleans artists need to take control back.
Facts.
Start doing it.
It's always good when you embrace the culture. NLE Chopper just put Wayne on like a type of bounce beat like that.
And I fuck with it. I could be wrong on this. I feel like he the only one to do that so far. Like, as far as like
put an actual New Orleans artist on
it, yeah. Like, nigga, it's so y'all got the formula. You know what I'm saying? Just get somebody that's actually from here to help y'all. Like, and Wayne didn't come from like a bounce background per se. Like, it's not like he just did a bunch of bounce shit. But he grew up on that shit just like we grew up on that shit. So that's the person you need to be getting for real.
Facts. You got that New Orleans lingo slang. But from that, man, you're not a music artist. You are a comedian, and we are here because last time you was here, just like I told Troy, you really wasn't nothing because you ain't have no special side. But I'm fucking with you.
Nigga said you wasn't on shit last time. You wasn't on shit
last time. You was just doing shit. But this time you coming back with a special, brother. Thanks. And the special was, when was it shot?
It was shot
September
21st.
All right, but you gotta let the people know because it was shot twice.
Fact.
The first time, I was not in attendance, but it was crazy because I saw your Twitter. You said, "Man, I just rocked the shit out these shows. It's crazy," and then you had to shoot it again.
Facts. We had a little technical difficulty the first time with the camera work, which, you know, shit happens, no pressure, but. Yeah. You know, it was cool. It was good to get that experience because my thing was, nothing is wasted time to me, especially because it was a packed show. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't had no complaints. Like, it was a little frustrating at that time. Don't get me wrong. That one was September 21st. This one was in January. So it was like, at the time I wasn't used to throwing my own shows. I was so used to, like, you know, getting booked for shit, which is cool.
Okay.
But at the same time, you want to have your own shit. That's when you really get a chance to know where you stand as a comedian, because it's like this is your fans. When you get booked for shows, that's other people's shit. So the first one, even though I had to redo it, what it showed me was, all right, nigga, you could bring your own crowd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then the weekend I did that, it was LSU Southern in Baton Rouge.
Right.
And it was Saints Falcons in Atlanta.
Yep. So a lot of people was out in Baton Rouge, and a lot of people was definitely in Atlanta for them Saints.
And I still sold that bitch out.
Facts.
So it was like, that was a thing where it was able to show me like, all right, nigga, you got people that love you for real. Like, because I had people that left the game in BR to drive to the show and shit. So I was like, all right. The second time around, it was different because now I got this weekend to myself.
Facts. Before you get to that second time, were you expecting? Did you know the games was that weekend when you booked it? Like,
I had no idea. I had no idea. We booked it so far in advance.
Okay.
That I didn't really, and that was something I had to learn too, like to like be mindful of what's going on when you book shit.
Right.
So I ain't had no idea. I literally found that shit out like a couple of weeks before. It was too late to try to like move that bitch around. It was like, fuck it, I gotta live with it and hope for the best. And fuck it turned out good.
Facts. And before we get to the second one, like you said, were you expecting a lot of people to come since you knew them games was that day and you knew people was gonna be out of town?
I'm gonna be honest. So for that first time around, it was definitely a lot of anxiety going on. Like I had a lot of anxiety about it. It was like at the end of the day, I know people support me. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it be when you got that type of shit going on. People gonna go to that. It's just what it is. So I didn't have any expectations as far as the crowd. I really didn't know. And the way it played out was, black people, we operate on our own time. So the show for 9, that bit, if I'm being honest, that bit was empty till like fucking 9:20. I was like,
when you got a 9 o'clock show, tell the people it's 8:30. Tell your people.
So it got to a point, bro. I had like abandoned hope. I was like, I guess we're gonna have to do this, bitch. But I was like, let me just go to the bathroom right quick. And after I come out, we could get this bitch started. And it was empty when I went in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom for like 5 minutes. I came out, it was packed. I was like, oh shit.
Nigga say 5 minutes. What the fuck you daughter and us sleeping?
What happened? Like what happened in them 5 minutes? You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, time travel, a time machine or something, huh?
Facts. So I was like, but shit, after that though, I was like, nigga, if I could do this with all of that shit going on, nigga, I got the city. I could do anything. Like after that, it was good.
Facts. Now we get on to the next show, 2023, New Year, January. What's the feeling of getting a show together? That you just coming off a nice big show in September. It's a good little gap, but 3 months, October, November, December, so almost 4 months in a new year. So what was the preparation setting up the next show?
Right. Actually, this one was a lot smoother because from a preparation standpoint, I'm gonna say, because this time I knew for sure to do that bitch on the weekend when nothing was going on. I had more of an idea of how the process of booking people, like how to pay people. I knew to get a camera person who was gonna be like on their P's and Q's 1000%. Like you know what I'm saying. So it was like no fucking bullshit going on and all of that shit. So it went a lot smoother. Like I knew exactly what a comedy show looked like. Last time I was kind of winging it. You got
the kinks out with the first show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise that the thing didn't work out with the camera because you set it up, everything went smooth. You know how to do it now.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
there's more to it now.
It was better. Like it was better, bro. Like the last one, it was fucking. The comedy club would do 2. They do 2 of them bitches. Do a 7 and a 9. So for the first one, the 7 o'clock was a little light work. Like it was still a good crowd. Like it was a good warm up. Don't get me wrong. But that 9, nigga, that was the one. So this time around, I was like, all right, I know what to expect. Like I got 2 shows. The last time the 9 o'clock was sold out. The 7 was a little slight.
Facts. Before we get to it, because I know where you go.
Yeah,
I know where you go. Because
exactly
we had this conversation.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, why 2 shows, 7 and 9? Because I think I asked another comedian this, but why 2 shows?
I think for the comedy club, it's like a thing of where like they feel like we are working around people's schedule. So everybody might not be able to make it to the 9 o'clock show, but they was like, well, fuck, I could come to the 7. You know what I'm saying? And then you have people that can't make the 7 because they still at work or they just getting off. So fuck it, come fuck with the 9. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just more of a thing of like flexibility, like giving people different options. And it's cool. Like if I'm being honest though, it works. It's cool. I'd rather just have that one show because when I look at it how it went this time, I had 2 sold out shows, 7 and 9, right? But let's think about if I would have had one show.
Yeah, but everybody can't fit though.
At that venue, yeah.
Yeah, at that venue, yeah.
So for them, it's perfect.
Right.
But like, let's say if I do something somewhere else,
8:30 or something, like 8 o'clock, split it.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
And I have them people from that 7 and that people from that 9 all in the same room, man, that shit would have been crazy.
Epic.
Which it was still crazy.
Right,
Like,
it
you know
was.
what I'm saying?
Now, with the shows, you was getting to it. You said the first time, September, first show was a warm-up, even though it was a good little crowd, but the 9 was booming. Yeah. This show, we had a talk. I saw it when I was in there, the 7 o'clock, that bit was real.
That bit was
packed in there like.
It was a movie.
I was like, brother, you want to film this one? You like, no, that 9 o'clock gonna be the one. We get to the 9, pack as well, but it wasn't like the 7. Yeah. I would say it like this. If the 7 had 100 people, the 9 probably had 75 to 85.
Yeah.
And when you think of like 15 or 20 people, it's not a difference, but it's a difference in a comedy show because the laughs they build.
Yeah, it's a
and
vibe.
They build up when everybody do it. In the first one, a lady bought you flowers.
Yeah, Jennifer Turbo. Shout out Jennifer Turbo. And that was when I knew. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't regret it. Like, I don't regret it. Like, you'll never regret the decisions you make. It was still a good ass show. Right. So it was like cool. But I'm gonna say this though. As I'm on stage and I'm performing and I'm hearing the crowd reaction and all of that shit, I'm like, fuck. Like, I was like, I should have trusted my dog word. Like, you heard me? And then when I got off stage, and as soon as I got off stage, she came with the flowers. I was like, nigga, this is exactly what I seen on Eddie Murphy Raw. Like, this how this shit's supposed to go.
Fact. So
I was like, damn, man. Like I said, and I don't have no regrets because the 9 was still a damn good show.
And it was 2 different type of shows for you because you interacted with the crowd more on the 9 o'clock one.
Yeah.
And the first one was probably like more on script and the laughs was bigger, but it was more interaction with the crowd with you on the 9 o'clock one.
It was definitely 2 completely different shows. Yep. It has its pros and cons. Like I was talking to my partner Mark about it, and he was like, what I say is 9 o'clock, that was your friends in that bitch. That was your friends, the people that you've been on for years and shit. He was like, which is good. But he was like, that 7 o'clock, that was your fans. It's like, it's a big ass difference. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like, the 7 o'clock was really mostly like white people and like.
Yeah. It was white. It was more white than black people.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like older white people. It wasn't even like a lot of young. They had some young in there, but they had middle-aged white people. Yeah. And that's good that your jokes hit with all different type of people.
Which was always the goal for me, by the way. Like, because it's so easy when you from New Orleans to get on stage and talk about New Orleans shit. Like, bitch, I was just on in the Iberville. I was just on Broad and I was at Cajuns. Like nigga don't know what the fuck you talking about when you say that shit. So my thing was like, I want to be as fucking universal as I possibly can. Like, yeah, do I have New Orleans jokes? Absolutely. But I tell them in a way that even if you're not from New Orleans, you can still get the gist of what's going on. You feel like you there. Like when for example, like we was just talking about music. Like, let's say when I listen to like Young Jeezy, right? Mm-hmm. And that TM 101. I was like 12 when that shit came out. Mm-hmm. I didn't know a fucking thing he was talking about at that time.
The songs though.
I know them bitches. Like, and he made me feel like I was there by the way he painted that picture. Even though I ain't really know what Coke was at 12, I was like, this nigga really love cold drinks. He been rapping about Coke.
I went from old school Chevys to drop top Porsches.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He made me feel like I was there, even though I didn't necessarily know what he was talking about. Right. So for me, it was like when I do this shit, I'm like, even if you're not from New Orleans, when I say this shit, you're gonna mentally picture yourself being where I'm at, know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've gotten good at that.
Right, because everybody got a different lingo, but a lot of lingo mean the same thing. It's just different words. Like
same shit, different toilet.
Right. If you're in a situation where you telling a joke about something, how your mom used to whip your ass or something, and you got some little New Orleans slang in there, like, bitch, you heard me come in, some shit that New Orleans people say. Yeah, they can follow along. They just fill in the blanks like, oh, that's what he mean. But I want to get to more of you doing the show. Right. Because you said you was like, this how it's supposed to be when the lady gave you a flower. When you up there and you was rocking, and we talked about this a little bit on the last interview. When you was up there doing your special, did it feel any different from other shows that you have did?
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So, for starters, I would say that it's a difference between being booked for a show and that person who booked you for that show has their own audience and people. Don't get me wrong, like we sell tickets, we promote the shows, so we're gonna have our group of people that are there for us. Mm-hmm. But it's a difference between that and this. It's completely on you to bring this audience because you don't really know what to expect. It's more anxiety that goes into it when you not used to doing that shit. For me, it was like, all right. Cause I'm gonna give you a backstory, right? Like I was one of them people when I was in high school. You know how they have like award ceremonies and shit. Mm-hmm. And my thing was, I used to have like anxiety about
Public speaking.
my bad. Not even public speaking, because that was always my thing. But
Go ahead, bro. It's fly.
that bitch is lingering.
Bro, that bro was on another end. That bro was on the one with Troy, I think.
Yeah, but when I used to get called up for shit, I used to have a thing where like I hope when I get called up, it's not crickets when my name be called. Like, you know, like if people fuck with you, they be like, woo, like they clapping shit. I used to be like, fuck, I don't want to win nothing, because I don't want nobody to not say shit.
Say, and the award goes to Sleepy.
And you just,
yeah, brother, yeah.
yeah. And that one person is your brother.
Yeah.
Because I heard, if I'm lying, I'm dying, bro. I heard a bitch get booed before. Like, I'm like, what did you do in these classrooms that nigga boo you? Like, so it's
you
like,
already know though. People get booed, always telling the teacher who doing the shit, wrong shit. The teacher's pet.
She was one of them
they call
people.
them.
That's exactly what she was. So,
they cheating over there.
yeah, so I said that to say like there's an anxiety about knowing how people feel about you, or like, you know, whether or not people support you. Like it's in the back of your mind. So it's like, yeah, I know that people fuck with me, but do you fuck with me enough that when I put this show out and you got to pay money specifically for the purpose of coming to see me, are you going to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a difference. Like, nigga, I love you, but I don't love you like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's different when it's time to pay, huh?
Facts. So I would say with that, it was good to be able to get that experience as far as knowing like, nah, people fuck with you for real. Like, people are going to support whatever you do. Like, when not to get too far ahead, but when my show last night, like after the end of the show, the club owner was like, bro, you really have a lot of people who love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we done did 3-4 shows at this point. They all sell out. Like, we done put you in different atmospheres. Like I said, the first one, it was like I had the Saints shit going on, the LSU shit going on. The second one, I pretty much had the weekend of myself. This last one, they literally hit me up with 9 days before the show. It was like March, my math ain't my subject, but it was like March 26th. They was like, yeah, we just got a show slot available for April Fool's Day. Do you want it? I'm like, nigga.
That's fine. You're selling yourself a little bit short, bro. That's shorter preparation.
Facts. So I don't have a whole lot of time. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Because at this point, from doing the last 2 shows and saying, I'm like, all right, at this point, I'm not nervous about bringing the crowd no more. I know I could do it. So at this point, I'm excited now. I'm challenging myself. I'm like, nigga, if I could get people here with this short of a window, that means I really got support, and I was able to do it. So now I see that that's more fun. I think it's more fun to do my own events and bring my own audience as opposed to waiting on a motherfucker to book me. Because when you got somebody that book you, they want to try to shortchange you on payments, which I'm nigga not allowing that. But I could cut the middleman out completely by just doing my own show and making my own revenue. So yeah, it's a different vibe. But I like the books shows too, because you get a chance to build relationships with people who might not know you, who might not have seen you, and without this show, they would have never known to come follow you on Instagram and see what you're going on or whatever the fuck is. They see you out in public and oh man, you was at that show on a night, like you was good, like it was nice, like what you gonna be doing, like, so you know it's a different vibe.
Facts. Now we got in this interview about damn near 18 minutes. We ain't even say the name of the special,
which is Stay in Your Lane.
Exactly. And when does it release?
April 14th.
And where is it released at?
I'm gonna do YouTube. It's a website called Gumroad. So everybody follow me on Instagram, Comedian Sleepy, on all platforms. So it's gonna be Gumroad, YouTube. I'm gonna try to do. I got a link to try to put that bitch on Tubi. So we're gonna see how that goes. It's gonna be all them platforms. But wherever it's released, follow me, and keep up with me, and everything gonna be posted on there. Okay.
Now, to Stay in Your Lane, you kind of explained that when you first came on this one. Well, on this podcast, nigga say this one. I have a question about more of the special when you're in there and after you finish, after you off stage, the reaction from your friends, people you didn't know. What was the feeling like?
It was all positive. It was all positive. And that's, like, I ain't gonna lie, when you up there and you in the moment, you kind of have no idea how it's going when you up there. Sometimes you do. Like, but most of the time, it's like an out-of-body experience. You just going up there, you telling shit. If I'm being real, this going to sound weird. I don't even hear the laughter when I'm up there.
Like, you're so zoned in.
Yeah, I'm so busy thinking about the material. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like you were saying at the 9 o'clock, it was a lot of crowd work and shit. Right. You know, when I was on the 9 o'clock.
Battle rap. It's like when you come with a haymaker and the crowd screaming, you got to stop your rap, but you already in the mood and they just like, ooh, that bitch, run it back. Right. But you so busy locked into the next one, You trying not to get this fuck. That's why when people get a big reaction, a lot of battle rappers be like,
they just sit there and wait.
They locked in like, I can't be like getting like y'all because I'm trying to remember this next line.
Exactly, and that's what it is. I'm so into the set. So if I'm being honest, bro, like I was thinking I could have did better at the 9 mentally, like, but that's just because I'm an artist and you gonna always nitpick at shit that you doing as you doing it. You know what I'm saying? When I got off stage, they was like, bro, your crowd work on that bitch was so fire. Like one of my partners was like, your comebacks was so fast to feeding off the crowd. If I ain't know you, if I ain't know no better, I would have thought that shit was rehearsed. I would have known that you was really coming off the top of your head with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, like, and I think that's the fun thing about it, is hearing the crowd reaction and hearing what the people who sat there and watched the shit, what they tell you they got from their perspective. Because me, as an artist, as a creative, I'ma always find something wrong with what I did because I want to be good so bad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like it's a good feeling to be able to hear that feedback from other people.
Got you. Question: You watched the special?
I did.
When you watched it, what was your takeaway from it? What would you take away from your performance? The camera work shot by me.
Camera work was amazing, nigga. 10 out of 10, nigga. I thought that was some Netflix shit when I was watching that bitch.
Don't trip. It is Netflix shit. You know, speaking it to existence.
And I'm about to say, and that's the goal. That's the goal. That bitch gonna be there. Like, it was my bro. I feel really good about it. You know what I'm saying? It was a good product. My biggest thing was like I said, it's gonna always be some shit I'm gonna nitpick at. Like it's gonna always be something like, nigga, why was I holding a microphone like that? You know what I'm saying? I could have said that shit a little differently. But all in all, man, it was a good performance on my part. It was a good crowd. Everybody came there to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like, I'm good with it. I felt great about it. I'm actually tweaking this. It was kind of hard for me to hold on to this bitch for that long without dropping it. But I just had to trust the process. Like, I'm like, all right. I know every year on my birthday, like, I get like a lot of traffic on my social media pages from people telling me. So since y'all gonna already be on this bitch anyway,
go ahead, traffic to that. Traffic from the happy birthday right into the special.
Facts. If y'all want to give me something for my birthday, pay this $10 and get this bitch.
That makes sense. That's a good promotional and marketing. Question again about the special when it airs April 14th on your birthday. Was it always planned to be on your birthday? Because the first one was shot in September. You was gonna wait that long to your birthday?
Definitely.
Damn.
It was all. I was gonna hold on to that bitch for a long time.
God damn.
Because think about it. I mean, I didn't just because obviously we knew I had it.
Right. But they don't know.
Yeah.
Only the people who was there
would know. Yeah. So I was just gonna wait. Like I was gonna give it like a couple of months, and then I was gonna bring the promotion shit out.
Gotcha.
Which I'm still like, like it's a little bit sooner, so everybody like who was there, especially since it was like 2 sold out shows. Now everybody know about it now, so they're like, when you dropping it. So there's like a little bit of anticipation there now, but the birthday was always the goal. All
right, so it's kind of like you want like the people there to forget a little bit, like the jokes and stuff. Then you drop it on. What you gonna? I don't want to get too much in your marketing, but will you be dropping like small clips of it? How would you be promoting it?
Definitely. Not too many.
I know.
Because I want people to be surprised when they see it. Because the good thing about having a special is it's like, all right, so as much as I want people to come to my show, I'm human at the same time. So I know that people have lives, people have shit going on. They might not have babysitters. They might work overnight. They had this going on. So everybody is not going to be able to make it to a show. Right. That's completely fine. But when I put this bitch out film on the internet for everybody to see, at this point, it's like, it's no more excuses.
You got time.
Yeah, you could watch this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only that, but as opposed to paying fucking $20 to see me for this one night, you could pay $10 and watch this bitch whenever you want to, right?
Right. The shit ain't 12 hours long.
Facts.
Good little nice time. Even when you sit down, when you're working out, you can watch it. When you're at work, you get a little downtime anywhere at the house.
You can listen to that bitch in the car
right.
on the way to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I'm going to drop like maybe 1 or 2 clips just so y'all could get the gist of it. Like, oh yeah, this nigga funny. But not too much because a lot of people have never seen me before. So I want that shit to stay fresh. I don't want to like, give them too much content and they feel like they don't got to go get that bitch.
Quick punchlines. Yeah. Quick, nice punchline. Probably some of your favorite ones, drop on them. Facts. Not too long, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Facts. Well, they be like, damn, where the rest of it at?
Facts. Let me go buy this bitch just talk that shit.
Just a lead up. Now, I want to talk about your style of comedy. You're smooth. Your voice doesn't change too much. Even when you come in with your punchlines, too many things, it only really changes like when you're doing reenacting. reenactments, like when you was with the I don't want to tell you a joke, when you was like, huh?
Yeah.
It changed like that. But most of the time, from what I seen, you pretty even kill with your voice and with your jokes.
Right.
Do you think that's a fair assessment of how your comedy is?
Most definitely. It's funny that you said that. I was on stage and literally in the middle of me performing while everybody laughing, I heard somebody in the background say, "It's even funnier because his face never changed." Like I heard him say that. Like
Facts.
And I had somebody ask me, they was like, "So is it hard for you to like not laugh at your own jokes while you on stage?" If I'm being honest, I don't. Like in casual conversation, nigga, I be dying at myself. I don't know what the difference is between like regular life and when I'm on stage.
You locked in, brother, like you said.
Yeah, so it'd be like, it's not even the funny thing about it is it's not even on purpose. Like it's not like I sit there and be like, let me keep a straight face the whole time. Okay. That's not really what I want to do. But what I realized is you have to find your own niche. You have to find your own style. So somebody may be a little like Troy, for example. Troy is gonna laugh at his shit.
We discussed that on the episode about it.
Word, yeah.
He said, I asked him, is it in the script or purposely? You know you gonna laugh because I was like saying, like when the crowd laughs so hard and it's so genuine, it's kind of hard not like, cause some comedians laugh. They be like, damn, I'm funny. Like Kevin Hart, he do that shit. Like, oh my god, y'all laughing and shit. But so he said, sometimes before, if y'all ain't gonna laugh at my shit, I'm gonna laugh at my shit. Like earlier, when he was doing comedy. So I thought that was kind of like a little interesting. Like, shit, if y'all ain't gonna laugh, I'm gonna laugh at this motherfucker because it's funny.
Everybody, and low key, not to give away too much of like the recipe, but sometimes I feel like as comedians, they laugh because they're trying to give the crowd some time to settle down, right? Because when you have like that real hard laugh and the crowd is still laughing and you got to get to your next joke, it's good to sit there and laugh at your own jokes because you're giving the crowd time to like settle in and get together and quiet down so you can get back to the next joke. So it's cool. Like, but for me personally, like I said, I just be so locked in. It'd be hard for me to like really sit back and enjoy the moment because I'd be like, man, let me get to the next joke. Because honestly, bro, it's easy to get up there and get sidetracked. So I'd be like really focused. Yeah.
Facts. Now, speaking of getting sidetracked, when you up there, do you ever forget your material?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's any comedian. You hear me? Like, it's been so many times I got off stage and was like, fuck, I told myself I was going to say this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was supposed to say that. It happens a lot. Now, as an artist, though, you never give away that you forgot to say some shit. Like, I'm never up there like, shit, what did I want to say? Like, I never do that. But mentally, you have so many thoughts in your head in that moment, and you got to think about how much time you're supposed to be on stage. Then you factor in shit like crowd work. Like, no show is the same. Because I might say this joke, and the fact that I said this might make this person in the audience think about some shit that they experienced. And the fact that they've been through that, they might want to voice their opinion and say something. And because they said this, I'm going to say something that feeds off of what they just said. And because I just did this, I done fucked around and forgot that I was supposed to say this part. You know what I'm saying? And also, that's why I don't smoke before shows, too. Because I've smoked before shows and went up there and fucking had a bunch of jumbled thoughts. Couldn't get none of that
dry spots like a motherfucker.
What man was on stage fucking stuttering, nigga, like couldn't get none of that shit out. So it happened.
Facts. Now, with that being said, crowd comes into that as well. Because if you got a heckler or somebody saying stuff during your jokes, they can kind of throw you off. Have you ever had problems with that?
I've never been heckled, like just point blank period. Somebody like, nah, I'm here to fuck your shit up.
Right. Not even, I don't even want to say that because it could be friends talking to each other, but they talking loud and they like close to the stage.
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't know if you remember, for the special, the 9 o'clock, that's where most of my crowd work came in at. One of my partners, and funny story, I didn't know this nigga at all. Like, did not know this nigga from Adam. He was my partner. And I think my partner told me he was just lit. Like, he was drunk as a motherfucker or whatever the fuck. So he kept having these loud outbursts.
Oh yeah,
during the set.
One of the LaPo, you said this nigga retarded.
Yeah,
he left late.
Yeah,
he said something late.
That shit. And but at the time, like, you know, once again, you don't really realize it when it's going on.
Right.
But that shit helped my set so much. That's what gave me the crowd work perspective of it. Because it was like he gave me so much material just by fucking with the Tourette shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, I'm actually grateful for that. I don't know who you are, bro, but thank you. Like, I appreciate you. You added to the product.
Why you say my partner if you don't know who he is?
No, I said my partner.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
your partner, Freddie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Stay in My Lane is April 14th.
Stay in your lane.
Oh yeah, stay in your lane. Look, my stupid ass.
Yeah. But I get it. You feel like
right. I'm gonna stay in my lane. This shit. But look, nigga said, look. But what I was about to say, you got me brain farting talking about the brain farts on the stage. Right. I wanted to say, oh yeah, with the material that you did, do you still use that material from the special at shows now?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
But when that bitch drop,
it's done
in the trash. Like,
okay.
I mean, there's gonna be places I'm gonna be able to use it, but I mean, for the most part, I done already started like working out new shit. Like just so for when that day come, when the special do drop, I'm not gonna use it. It's certain shit I'm still gonna use because it's relatively new, and I ain't really had that much time to work it out. But yeah, all that shit y'all seen in that special, after that special drop, nigga, it's over with. Unless people request the jokes, like, you know what I'm saying? Which does happen. Like, you'll be on stage and people know you, because you know people who don't know comedy, they'll be like, well, damn, why he be saying the same jokes? Like, my nigga, it's not a comedian that you watch perform that doesn't do the same set.
You know why I think it's like that? Because when everybody sees the big comedians, they just see their special drop.
Right.
They don't see them in a small comedy clubs working it out every day, doing the exact same stuff that you guys do. They just on a smaller scale, and they don't have video footage when they in the comedy clubs, because they probably just be like, shut the little phones down today. Let me just work this out. That's
why real comedy clubs, a lot of them, they don't allow phones. If you do like a Dave Chappelle, if you go to a Dave Chappelle show, you go to a Kevin Hart show, nigga, they make you put your phones in a fucking locker.
I really like that, because it just spoils a lot of stuff. Like, I really hate, like, it just some with the internet where even like everybody watch the same show. You go on Twitter, somebody spoiling some shit. Yeah. Like, oh, I can't believe Tyreek shot this man or some shit. Anything. So I'd be like, damn, bro, let me just stay off Twitter.
That's why I don't watch a lot of shit no more. I'm like, I'm not about to let y'all take this shit from me, because I know I'm going to see it. You know what I'm saying? That, like, social media has its pros and cons, because if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have my following. A lot of people who don't know me personally, they know me from social media. They be like, man, you be funny as a motherfucker on Twitter. So that part of it, I'm grateful for that.
Get you to reach people who not around, who not in New Orleans.
Yeah, it makes you a little more accessible to people. But the downside of that is now everywhere you go, people don't know just how to live in the moment and take shit in and enjoy where they at. They want to pull their phones out and record. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a downside, but it's cool. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that part of it is cool. But yeah, all of that shit that y'all seen, I'm gonna do it here and there, because they have people who are still comedy purists that appreciate the jokes.
Right, because if you go out of state, they never heard the jokes.
Facts.
You go out of state and do it, you can whip that thing out, even if they ain't see the special.
Yeah,
you can say pause like a New Orleans nigga.
that was a little filthy.
Whoa. Yeah. But yeah, if you go to California, shit, you go to North Dakota, they never heard these jokes.
Facts. And you go to like, let's say you do like the Laugh Factory or fucking whatever, Chocolate Sundays, Hollywood Improv, all of that shit. It's in your best interest to do your best shit. Right. You don't really want to go out there and take too many gambles. Let me say some shit I never told before.
Especially if they book you. If they book you, they expecting that high shit. You don't really want to work nothing out at that moment. Yeah. You might want to throw in one or two. But
if it's going good, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they fucking with this, they fucking with that. Let me just try this one and see what happens. But you don't want to go up there and just do a bunch of new shit. So there's definitely a time and a place for everything. You know what I'm saying? There might come a time I still pull out that mailman joke. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if I like I said,
need that.
if I got a white crowd, I know they're gonna fuck with that bitch. Right. So it's a time and a place. But I'm on the new shit now. We gonna figure some new shit out.
Okay. Now with the jokes coming to in April 14th, most of them, but special occasions they will be back performing for you. I want to talk about, like you said last night, with your new shows. You say you had a little story of somebody passing out. It was a crazy night.
Yeah. So
let us know what happened.
I bet. So Comedy Club is on Fulton Street for those of y'all who've never been. And if you ever been on Fulton, like, you know, like right by the bowling alley, you know, they got like that little brick road that you get on before you get ready to park, like right by the bowling alley. So typically, so I had my day mapped out. Like, I'm going to go to work. I get off at 4:30. Come home, shower, change, do all of that shit, right? I ended up leaving work at fucking 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And the show is for 9. I live in the East. I work on the West Bank. That's not like a big window.
Oh, you got off at 8?
And had a show for 9. I was actually supposed to host the show last night, but I ended up getting there so late, I had to fucking call an audible at the last minute and ask Troy to host that bitch. I was like, fucking, I'm gonna just head.
I had to call an audible.
You know, like Peyton Manning, I had to Omaha that bitch.
Why you ain't go to the show in your work uniform?
Couldn't do that. They gonna be like, this nigga is hilarious, but he stank, nigga. So fuck it. I had to go home and get that shower in. And I didn't even really have a lot of time to change. Like, cause I had shout out my dog Human D's. I had my outfit all mapped out. I was gonna cop some shit from him and then go home. I ain't even have enough time for all that. I ran home, showered, and
picked your shit up on the way.
Threw some sweats on and met him in front of the venue. And I changed in the car.
Clutch.
So I was supposed to turn on fold and pull up directly in front of the spot, grab the shit from him, go park, change. So I'm like, nigga, I'm right here, but I can't get through because they got a fucking fire truck blocking the road. I can't even turn in. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I spin the block. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to find parking and shit. Not only is there a fire truck, there's also an ambulance. So I'm like, the fuck done happened around here? Like,
who got hit up in this bitch?
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, we are in the suburbs. Nigga, this shit should not be going on. So I'm at that point, I'm like, there's only two things right here, the club and the bowling alley. So I don't really know what happened. I don't know where it happened.
They got the bar right next to the club.
Oh, yeah, Ernst. They got Ernst. So it's like a million different places. I'm like, all right. So I get my shit. I get dressed. I ain't really got time to think about what happened at that time. But I pull up, and they like, yeah, bitch, the shit going good, but a nigga just passed out in this bitch. I'm like, huh? What you mean nigga passed out? They said, yeah, they got somebody here. They took an edible, and they was in this bitch tripping. Like, and I don't know if you fuck with the edibles, bro, but
no, I know. I'm a sober man.
you doing amazing, nigga. Like, and if you is gonna fuck with it, you don't want edibles. It's not even an enjoyable high. Like I'm gonna give you a backstory about my shit.
Oh, I did take one gummy.
How did it treat you?
I took it at Rolling Loud only for my fiance.
Because everybody else was doing it. You can't be the only sober nigga.
No, it was just me. It was just me and her there. It was on Rolling Loud in California like 2 weeks ago. So she wanted to go to the CBD place. You know they legal out there. So
you probably did good, bro.
I took one or two.
Well, never. I'm gonna give you a backstory. I ain't too good with the gummies. I don't really know, but I could tell what I am familiar with is like the brownies.
Okay.
You never won't eat the whole fucking brownie.
Yeah, my probably having some of them.
Yeah, I'm straight. Never again. I was so high. I told God, if He just let me live,
you ate the whole thing.
I was never ate the whole thing.
A good size, like a LaFudge brownie.
A huge piece.
Stuffy one, huh?
And you know, you don't know, but every edible store start the exact same way.
Man, I already know. Let me lay it out for you. Nigga, buy the piece. Man, I don't feel this shit.
This edible ain't shit, nigga.
Nigga say, let me chill, son. Don't eat the whole thing.
And you
fuck
eat that,
man. I don't feel this shit.
2 hours go by, nigga, it's over with. This how I knew I fucked up, bitch. I was high in 10 minutes. I was like, oh no. So I was so high, I called my partner and I'm like, say, dog, when you take an edible, what's the worst feeling you ever had? Nigga, I'm trying to see if the shit I'm going through is normal. Because if it's not, bitch, I'm about to call the fucking ambulance. Like, I already knew. So, dog, I walked around my apartment complex for an hour. Like, literally just
looking for your shit?
No, nigga, because I thought if I stopped moving, I was going to die. Like, that's what the fuck I thought, dog. Tripping. Somebody was like, nigga, do not call the ambulance. Take a shower, nigga. Take a shower. You gonna be good. So I'm saying that to say, them bitches will fuck you up.
You ever had the Plyrine ones?
No.
And you ever took one after that?
Yeah, I hate to say I lied to God. I prayed on
your ass ain't learn your lesson. God, please get me through this. I ain't gonna never take another one.
I survived, but I'll tell you one thing though, I never ate the whole fucking brownie again.
Damn. So how you felt?
Nigga, I was literally out my body. I was looking at myself. Like
shrooms? You took shrooms before?
Fuck no.
Oh, all right.
Fuck, man, what? Let me not lie. Yeah, I did. But nigga said, this nigga is a liar. He did everything.
Nigga like dead straight. You ever took shrooms? No, I did.
Nigga said, all right, there was this one time. Look, I took some shrooms before. It was like a little bit of amount. And I really didn't want to take it. I'm going to be real with you. This is how stupid I am. I did that shit. Not just peer pressure. I did that shit to impress some hoes. She was like, she was like, you take shrooms? I was like, hell yeah, girl, I take shrooms all the time. Give me some shrooms.
No, I don't.
Man. Them bitches, I was like, Lord Jesus, please. Lying again. Look, I never do it again.
I never do it again. Give it through this.
Luckily, again, that one wasn't too bad of an experience.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You took just a little bit amount.
I was smart about it. I'm like, I don't know enough about this shit to go crazy.
Niggas, I know weed brownies. They ain't gonna do me too much if I eat the whole thing.
Facts. And then that was a pool party. You don't want to be too on shrooms fucked up in a pool. I already ain't the best swimmer in that bitch, so fuck. Nigga, so y'all seen Sleepy drowning in this 4-foot pool?
Nigga, lay it out in that bitch.
Thanks.
All right, man. I'm gonna give you a couple cards, bro.
Let's do it.
You ready for these?
Let's get it.
All right. While I'm picking these cards, let them know when the special drop, what the name of the special is, and where they can catch it at, brother.
Stay in your lane. Like I said, follow me on all platforms. Comedian Sleeping. I'm gonna put that bitch on Gumroad, YouTube, fucking TaeVi. Hopefully, y'all see it quick. I mean, that bitch gonna be pretty. It's pretty much just a thing of doing it. So yeah, we gonna get that bitch popping, man. I'm gonna put that bitch on all platforms. Give people different options to buy that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, before we get to the cards, how is it? What is the marketing agenda to reach like the bigger platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, all that type of shit?
I'm glad you asked. So that's exactly why I'm doing it. My main goal, like, yeah, I'm gonna eventually put it on YouTube. It's gonna be on Gumroad first. You know? Like all the other shit is gonna come later because Gumroad, that's where people could buy it directly, right? And if you want a place like Netflix, they're not just grabbing niggas off the street and being like, "Do you want to be on this bitch?" Like,
you gotta have the
numbers.
People,
it's a numbers game. So that's why I'm gonna sell it, and that's also why I'm doing it on my birthday because I want to have the numbers. Because in order to get people like Netflix and Peacock to entertain your shit, you have to be able to say, "Well, look, I got 50,000 downloads on this bitch, so I generated $100,000 worth of revenue independently. So I think it would be in your best interest to fuck with me on this. And if you can literally pull up documented numbers showing that you generated X amount of revenue, they'd be like, all right, well,
it makes sense.
We'll buy this bitch from you, but we're gonna give you like, okay, like if you Kevin Hart, nigga, we'll give you $50 million for a Netflix special. Obviously, that's not my goal. I'm not gonna expect $50 million.
If you get 50,000 downloads, you say you generate $100. That's just we just throwing numbers out there.
Yeah, ballpark figure. They might be like, we'll do this bitch for
300, 250, 500.
Which is like, you know, not that much more than what I make, but fuck it, it's the bigger picture type shit. You
Right.
get your face on this bitch, and then the next time, nigga, they gonna keep me in the loop for the next one. So that's the main thing. And anything in comedy that's not just for Netflix. That's anything. Like, it's all numbers based. If you want an opportunity for a big show with a big comedian, you got to be able to prove you sell tickets. So it's like, that's why the support of the fans is so important. Sometimes, a lot of times, dog, niggas don't even give a fuck if you funny for real. They be like, nigga, what can you do for me from a financial standpoint? Like, am I going to get my return?
Are you marketable?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing.
That makes sense. Another website too. They got Patreon. I don't know if you ever heard of Patreon.
I actually haven't, but hey, tell me about it because I'll put that bitch on. Like we could chop it up about that because I'm looking for options. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I ain't sponsoring Patreon, but it's kind of like a YouTube, but it's like, you know, YouTube monetizes, but they also like you can't do too much, like what's that? It censor a lot of words and stuff. Definitely. Patreon is basically like the explicit
YouTube.
And the people pay you to put your stuff on, to watch your stuff.
I do my research on that bitch for
Facts. Sure. But let's get to a couple of these cards, man. Stay in your lane. Special April 14th, sleepy birthday. How old you making?
30, unfortunately.
That nigga paused like, nigga, why you ask me that shit? Like 30.
That shit killing me, dog. That shit killing me. But
you there, brother. You there.
Thanks.
Embrace it. While drinking one night, your girlfriend tells you that they don't love you anymore. The next day, while sober, they say they didn't mean it. Do you believe them? Explain.
No. Fuck no. You know what they say? Drunk minds speak sober thoughts. Nigga, I'm gonna take you. When I get drunk, and I tell people this all the time, I drink to make poor decisions.
You tell the truth when you drink?
Absolutely. I might not have necessarily done or said this shit if I was sober, but bitch, I meant it. You know what I'm saying? This is 100%.
Just because I'm drunk, that don't mean I didn't mean it.
Right. I would have kept it to myself if I was sober, but we here now. Fuck it. What's up? Over. So at that point, you tell me that shit, and you drunk, you go to sleep, that's cool. By the time you wake up, bitch, your bag's gonna be outside. I don't give a fuck.
So you put women out?
Yes. I absolutely do. Psych. I will. I'm not looking for a reason to do shit like that. But but in that situation, fucking right. What the fuck you gonna be in my house?
To the card, you gotta go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I saw a video on Twitter, kind of similar to that. A dude, he went through his girl's phone and found out that you probably seen it. You be on Twitter just like me.
Right.
A dude went through. It was a black dude went through a girl phone. His girlfriend was white.
First mistake.
I had to mention that the race right there. But he found his girl sending nudes and naked pictures to man. He got some water off the stove. She was asleep on the sofa. I guess she had a long night, came in late. He got some water off the pot. I don't know if it was hot. I don't think it was hot because she didn't react like it was hot.
Yeah.
He threw some water on her. He was like, dumbass bitch. get your shit, get out my house.
And he recorded it?
Yeah, he recorded it, dumped it, a whole nice little pot. She was like, what the hell? What are you doing?
Dude, what the fuck?
Nigga, I always wonder, like, why she on that sofa? Probably everything in her head, like, damn, I'm caught. Yeah. Like, every bad thing she did, she probably running through her head right now. Like, what the fuck is going on? This ain't no prank, bitch.
And I ain't gonna cap. I don't understand people who do shit like that. Like, first of all, we got to be realistic about the situation. The game is the game. Mm-hmm. That type of shit can happen to anybody. Nobody is above getting cheated on. You could think you had your shit on lock and you don't.
Right.
And it can happen to anybody. But my thing is, if that shit happening to me, I'm not about to publicize this shit, but I'm trying to take my L in private. I ain't telling.
So you went up made the video dumping the water.
Yeah, I'm not recording no video doing nothing.
Brother sounded hurt too.
I'm sure he was. I mean, people make emotional decisions. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, nigga, I'm taking that L in private. Like, what happened with you and no girl? Oh, you know, shit happens. whole time.
Nigga say shit happens. It's rarely a lot of dudes leave relationships though.
And that's what I learned as like getting older. Like, men have pride, but you realize some niggas, a lot of niggas get cheated on and stay.
Right.
Which I didn't really know. Like, I wasn't really on game about this. See, me personally, the type of person I am, that's why I'm very particular about who I get in a relationship with. I actually just posted this shit on Twitter the other day. I'm like, if I cheat on you and you catch me, leave. Don't take me back.
Why, revenge?
Because if the roles was reversed, I'm not taking you back.
So what's cheating to you? Just sexually fucking?
Anything that you wouldn't want me to do. If you got to sneak around and do this shit,
so it's based off your partner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what is cheating if you don't have no partner right now? If you right now you see your partner, his girlfriend doing something, what would you expect? If she on a date with another dude, is that cheating?
Yes.
So it's not just physical.
It's not just physical. It's mental. Like, I mean, like, obviously, like, little petty shit. Like, I'm not gonna come back to my partner about his girl having a conversation with somebody because I don't know what that conversation pertained to. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not messy like that. Mm-hmm. But anything that's perceived as disrespectful is cheating to me.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you wouldn't want your partner to do.
Right.
If you was in that situation. So I just say just be mindful of what you do.
Exactly. I think that's a fair assessment. Don't do. If you gotta hide it, if you think if your partner did the same shit that you doing and you like, I wouldn't like it. I don't think you should be doing it, right?
Exactly.
You don't even have to ask. Don't even try to come up with a lie after, like, but well, this.
Yeah,
no, nigga.
The roles reverse.
All right, your phone dies. You ask your woman to use theirs, and they refuse. What happens next?
Nigga say, all right, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm about to go home.
Nigga say, that's your woman. You ain't going home. Y'all in the same house.
Oh, you're right. Nigga said, get out. Nah, that's a red flag. But I don't even set myself up like that. Like I'm one of them people. I'm not going through phones. Mm-hmm. I don't want your phone. I don't want none of that shit. Because I feel like, first of all, if I have to go through your phone, we don't need to be together.
No, but it ain't going through it.
I know, but I'm just giving like an example, like a backstory. So for me though, if I ask for your phone and you don't want to give it to me, that's a red flag. Mm-hmm. I can't trust you.
All right.
Because I'm gonna give you my phone. Now I might be praying to God no shit happened when you got my shit. But I'm gonna at least give it to you to give the illusion, like,
hey,
you know what
bitch, I'm good. Yeah. I hope nobody takes
whole time I'm like this.
I put all them bitches on blocks last night. I'm good.
Right? Because why I can't have your phone for 1 second? Like, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Just try to make a little call, baby. Damn.
Right. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Facts. We got this is a good one. You're dating a new person. Remember, new.
Bet.
And the oral sex is horrible. How would you teach them to do it right?
How?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think the only thing that I could do is fucking coach them off what I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? Less teeth, bitch. Like, you know, let's not. You know what I'm saying?
That's cliche.
This ain't no bubble gum. You know what I'm saying?
You don't got no videos that you can show us?
I could, but I don't know if I want to do that because that'll probably make them uncomfortable. Like,
not of you. I'm saying like porn.
Oh, porn?
Yeah.
That could go either way.
Right.
I think some people are like visual learners.
Right.
I'd rather like tell you step by step, like exactly what I need you to do, as opposed because I could show you Kobe shooting jump shots all day.
That's different. That's a skill.
So is sucking for a woman. It's because you as men who have had different partners, sometimes you can't, and that's why every nigga has a throat goat.
What they favorite eater?
Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same shit. You could be a woman and you could be able to please me, but you never gonna be like her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
You know what they say, brother. Comparison is the thief of all joy.
facts.
Can't
Facts.
compare. When you get to comparing yourself or comparing your women to your ex-women,
It's never gonna work in your
lead
favor.
down a nice dark road.
So I'm gonna avoid all that. I'm gonna just tell you what to do, like,
Facts.
and we gonna go from there.
Do you tell after, during?
It depends. It depends.
But
Like,
if you hurt me during,
if I'm telling you during, you are doing a terrible job. If I'm like, nah, don't do that. Nah, this is not. Like, most of the time, I rather just after the fact. Like, all right, well, next time, like let's try like a 2-hand with it, like a little stroke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when Shorty gonna come after and be like, I cut up, huh, babe? And you like,
like it was cool.
Yeah,
but
but you did cool.
But next time, let's try this. Yeah, a little constructive, but do it in a nice way. I ain't gonna, like I said, if I'm gonna just offer constructive constructivism the best way that I can. I ain't.
It's kind of crazy because women go through that a lot. They say that this is what I see on Twitter at least. You know, a lot of women say men can't find the spot, can't make them think. It's a big thing.
Yeah. A lot of niggas don't know where to clit at. That's what they say.
A lot of women be coming at the men for not being able to make them orgasm.
But ladies, y'all got to take the time to communicate with y'all men.
Tell the man, learn each other body.
Oh, and that's exactly what I was about to say. Sometimes people gotta learn your body a little bit. Cause me personally, I'm very self-aware. Like I'm not one of them people. Like I know after my performance, I know when I did my shit, and I know when I ain't do shit. Like I
know when you BD, huh?
Yeah,
Boke dick.
they got some bitches out there. I see them out in public. I avoid all eye contact. I'm like, hey, I ain't do shit with her. I ain't gonna care. Every nigga has
no second chance, brother.
Yeah, I know this so fast. When I hit this bitch, I ain't even go look at her no more. And I got bitches like I have women, bro. I'd be like, God, all I need is another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could bag again, tear this bitch up.
After you done hit quick on a bitch, she ever give you a second chance?
More often than not.
Okay.
Because a lot of the times, like women are forgiving people.
They
you know
understand it.
Unless you just got a bitch that's like
especially
a real
if they
demon.
like you.
Yeah, if they like you, they gonna give you another chance. But they ain't passing out too many of them bitches.
Right.
You got to take advantage. But that's the thing about sex. I think a mature person knows it takes time to learn somebody's body and do different things. So in order to get the best performance out of a person, y'all gonna have to do it a few times because I'm learning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say, like, if the women and men be like referring, well, women, because the women have the thing that needs to be pleased.
Yeah.
So if you talking about like one little thing, dudes you meet and just hit one time, it's probably gonna be a hit or miss more of the time. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
That you gonna find a man who make you orgasm and hit it right each spot because y'all don't know each other.
I don't know you. I'm just trying shit.
Right. It's like, especially if you find niggas just like, boy, I can't wait to that up. Nigga ain't thinking about all the caressing, the smooth, all that type of stuff. Nigga, I'm about to punish him.
Yeah, I'm killing. You know what I'm saying? I'm killing like a bitch. And that be the time when you nut fast most of the time.
You already hype.
Yeah, you already thinking about it. You be 2 strokes in, you like, you know what? This shit about to be over quick. Nigga said you 2 strokes in, you feel that rumble, bitch.
They said they had that on Twitter too. Nigga said when you go out and be like,
oh, you definitely know. You heard me?
Hold up, back out. Switch.
Facts. And that's my shit. And that's what I realized. A lot of niggas we talking about, I ain't gonna lie. Even on a one night stand, I like foreplay. I like foreplay because that'll turn your fucking 2 minutes into 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? At least, at the very least. You know what I'm saying? So this bitch really think I like her, but in reality, this
I'm
nigga
stretching it out.
I'm just trying to make my time last longer. This nigga kissed me in every spot. Yeah, bitch, because I was 2 strokes in. I was like, let me get out of here. Let me regroup. Let me suck these toes, bitch. I gotta do something because if I don't, ooh, she gonna be mad at me, bitch.
Man, bro, what was your longest relationship, bro? Cause you single now, huh?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. I think that's not bad, but fuck, I got friends, I got partners that literally I don't think they've been single the entire time I've known them. Been in relationships for 10 years. I don't know how to.
The same woman.
Same woman.
Damn.
Same woman.
So how old was you when it was 2 years? Your long relationship.
That was actually my most recent relationship. I met her like at that point for like 5 years. So we was like cordially dating and shit for like 5 years. We actually made it official like 3-4 years in. Cause like, and see, this the thing. You let somebody
Cordially dating. What that mean?
fucking. I was trying to be polite.
So y'all was just with each other exclusively, hitting other people.
No.
No, all right. Hitting other people.
I don't know what she was doing, but
You was hitting other people.
I was in these streets, bitch. But
did her energy give off she was hitting other people? Or she gave it she wanted a relationship.
I mean, once again, the game is the game. Her energy could get off whatever what she wanted to give off. I'm sure she was doing her too.
Okay.
At that point, it really wasn't even my business what she was doing. I really wasn't tripping in them talking stages.
So y'all was F buddies.
Basically.
All right, for 3 years. Then what made you want to make it official?
Good pussy.
Okay.
It's like, nah, but you
Miss Good Pussy, Miss Good.
I mean, that's the dangers of letting somebody linger around for that long.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like, I was absolutely nigga have one night stands and shit. But like I said, you want to learn somebody's body, I would prefer to like keep fucking around for a minute. Mm-hmm. If you let somebody fucking just keep hanging around over all of that time, eventually feelings are gonna develop.
3 years, that's a long time.
That's a long ass time.
Especially, well, if y'all would have kept it just like fuck buddies, I guess it would have been cool. But
right,
like if one of y'all had a thought that y'all knew y'all wanted to be in a relationship with each other, that's kind of like extra long to just be fucking.
Yeah. Like she would tell you that she always knew that it was gonna be a relationship. Like that's what she would say. For me, I'm like, nigga, nah, that shit happened on accident. Okay. Like that shit was not planned like that. It was just like one day. You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, I guess. So when you start fucking with people and that time go by, you be like, damn, I actually missed this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You see the void.
Yeah, so I think it was one of them things. Like, nigga just got used to that person being around, and I gave it a chance, and it was cool. I don't have no regrets about it at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like every relationship teach you some shit. Right. So even though the shit might not necessarily work out, I know from dealing with you for all of this time, I know what I will and won't accept in my next relationship. Mm-hmm. I know how I would like for my partner to be in the next relationship, that type of shit.
How is that?
As far as what?
How would you like your partner to be?
I'm big on accountability and meeting me halfway, because I think what you deal with a lot of women is they pretty much get their way for the majority of their life. Like, as a parent, you want to be able to not tell your child no. I want you to have
especially girls.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So when you have somebody that's not used to being told no, not used to being held accountable in the shit that they do, when I come along and I tell you need to work on this, you like, fuck no, because I could go back by my daddy, like, you know, all of that shit. Right. So I think my biggest thing is, like, I just want like a mature partner, like somebody who understands, just because I'm telling you that you can do this better, you're wrong about this, I'm not telling you fucked up, I'm not telling you that you're a bad person.
Something you can improve on.
So I'm big on communication. I think that's my biggest thing. Like, I just need a mature person who understands how to communicate, take accountability, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And obviously, we got to have chemistry. We got to have chemistry. I got to be able to talk to you. It shouldn't be a fucking task for us to go on dates and that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the main thing.
That seems very reasonable. You want a good functioning adult who's willing to improve as a person and as a couple.
Definitely.
Which is, that's
it's
like
really
said, that's
bare
reasonable.
minimum. Yeah.
That's like everybody looks for a sane adult.
Right. And you would think that shit would be easy to find, but it's really not. Like, you know, I
see the dating pool, bro. I always say when I'm talking to my partner, I be like, damn, bro, the dating pool real tough.
Dating pool got piss in it, nigga. Like,
I say all I see on Twitter is money, coochie, bills, and that's it. Pay my rent, shit like this. I ain't paying this. We going half and half. Men and women. That's how I see it.
And that's why I don't get in a lot of relationships, because it's like you got to really like take your time. Because I take that shit seriously. Like, we all know people, and like, I just the same way I say I know people who's never single because they've been with the same person their whole life. I also know people who are always in a different relationship, always with somebody, just because they don't like fucking going to sleep alone and all of that shit. Like, I'm not like that. I feel like a relationship is essentially giving somebody a free pass to make you look like a fucking dumbass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you invested in this person, right, and you would like to believe that they're doing the right shit, but you don't know what they're doing when you're not around. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it's
that's
very...
That's where the distrust come in.
Exactly. Like, so, for example, right? I feel like I would like to see how a female interacts with niggas before I go that route with them. Because you got some people that play that role. Like, when they're around you, oh yeah, they're the best partner. But when they go out by themselves, they in every nigga face. You know,
how would you be able to see that, dude?
Just social. The city not that big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking from like a standpoint of like being out in social atmospheres, watching how they interact, how they receive certain shit. Because at the end of the day, I think that's why it's important to be friends with people first. If you let a woman talk for long enough,
she gonna talk our way out the relationship.
Exactly.
Same thing with some niggas.
Yeah, definitely. You could really see how a motherfucker think. That's why you got to stay friends with people first. You can't just jump into shit with people because you should want to know what you're signing up for. So at least in all of my relationships, for the most part, even though the shit didn't work out, even though they did shit that I didn't necessarily like, I can honestly say I seen this shit before we got together. So at the end of the day, I can't really blame nobody but myself.
Set yourself up.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying like it was that bad, but I knew what your flaws was when I met you, so I could live with that. I knew what I was signing up for.
Okay. Now, I feel like we went through some nice Dr. Phil shit just now, you know?
This was a nice little conversation, some therapy type shit.
Thanks. Y'all heard it here first. I might go get my board license for podcast therapist.
Got to.
But once again, man, we came on here. It was a great conversation, great episode, brother. Glad you came back to promote your special. And once again, let the people know where it's at. April 14th, Stay in Your Lane special, comedian Sleepy. And it will be on Gumbo Roll, YouTube.
Nigga, did you say Gumbo Roll?
What you say? Gumbo File?
Gum Roll.
Gum Roll.
Yeah. you knew all his ass, nigga. This nigga said Gumbo Roll. Gum Roll, yeah. Gum Roll.
Well, I bet that you said gumbo the whole time, man.
That's hilarious. But I'm glad you did that because they might have been somebody else who thought the same shit.
Right. I guess that was my subconscious from New Orleans. Just like I heard gum roll and just thought gumbo. But any last words for the people, bro? Look into your camera, let them know what it's hitting for.
April 14th, it's going to be a good product. I got my dog TaeVi visuals on the camera work. It's going to be a nice product. Comedian Sleepy, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. Y'all follow me. Y'all keep following my story. I'm going to have not just the special, but I'm going to have different shows coming up. Y'all come support a nigga, man.
Facts. TaeVi Visuals Podcast, TaeVi Visuals Network. If y'all listening on all podcast platforms, give us a 5-star like. And if you're on YouTube, give us a like and comment. And we out.